Good evening, everyone. I'm just bringing you back to the place where I live that brings me peace, and sort of what I do when I come out here. It's a little cabin. You got to be careful when you come out here because they're gopher snakes. They look like rattlesnakes without the tail, and they really just only eat gophers, but they're huge. They can get pretty darn big for around here, so I watch for those. I'm going to come out here and have to make sure the water level is at a certain, height. Everything's just coming in so fast. It's like yesterday it was spring and now all of a sudden it's summer. So over here, pink and yellow lilies will come up. Those have been coming up for years. I just planted a yellow lily right in this area over here. I don't think you can see it at this time of day, but I did plant it in the water right there. So that would be kind of close to the cabin in the corner. I come out here to regroup because I have a lot going on and water is a conduit. So I come out here and I pray and I do my deep thinking and my talking with my guides and with God and Jesus. And sometimes they give me information every day, but it always works up to a certain lesson, and you'll notice this in your own lives if you pay attention to it. As things are going along in your life, say that the struggles that you're having right now. So all of this stuff is meant to happen because you're ascending. You're becoming a better human being or a worse human being, depending on who you are. But most people become a better human being. So we go through things, and as we go through things, if we listen, our guides, our ancestors, they will come in and communicate with you. And you'll know that it's not you because it's not things you would say. Sometimes words will come out of your, that you'll pick up, or words. Okay, I'll give you an example. One time when my Aunt Lucille came and visited me in spirit, she used the word bamboozled. That's not a word I ever use in my life. So you'll kind of know who's talking to you as well, because if also like things like if you had a nickname in real life, when they were still alive, they'll continue to have that same nickname for you after death, so you'll know it's them, like my Uncle Bobby. So the way it kind of works is one of the ways it works, because it takes a lot of energy for spirit to come out and communicate with us outright. It takes a lot of energy. So most of the time they're going to talk to you inside of your ears. And it's not always audible. Most of the time it's in the form of your own thoughts. I have a lot of blackberry bushes to conquer this year. It will come in the form of your own thoughts. How I figured out that is how it worked is I started saying things that I started listening, and then people started coming back and saying, "Oh my God, you were right," and and then I'd be like, "Was I really?" Sometimes you have to humble yourself because it is amazing, when something happens and somebody comes back to validate you, and it's amazing. So this is the way they communicate. You just have to be listening. Most of the time it'll get spotlighted in my head who's talking to me. I'll just get a picture in my mind's eye of that person. Never go against your gut instinct. Everybody knows when you go against your gut instinct, you always end up going, why didn't I listen? So that's a lot of what I do is and sometimes you're going to get an ego in there. So Spirit's never going to say anything ego-based, like fear or doubt-wise or things like that. So you got to also keep an eye on that and make sure that you're not listening to negative thoughts, because those are absolutely not coming from Spirit. If you ever get a reading from a psychic and it comes out with negativity, it's not coming from the light, flat out. There is a way that we do give people warnings and things like that, but it's always in a loving way, and it's in a way to where that person absolutely knows that their angels are with them all the time. But I know I got off track a bit. I'm running out of time for as long as they give me on Instagram, so I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. I hope that you have an awesome weekend.